Let us continue the deployment demo, and this time I'll show you the actual purpose of deployments, that is the updation or upgrading of your application. So you already have an application up and running. So use deployment to deploy an application in Kubernetes cluster. And the deployment contains replica sets, and we mention how many number of replicas we want to run, and then the pod template which contains the container image. So actually the application is residing in the container, and we deploy the application using pod, and we deploy multiple pods using replica sets, which in turn is deployed using deployments, so that we can do upgradation of the application, which is not possible using replica set. So upgradation means, let's say we're running a particular application right now, we are using a particular application, and we change the image of the application because we have introduced a new feature, or we have changed the web page, or we have changed the application in some way. So we have to update the application or upgrade the application, and that is not possible using replica set. We can do that using deployments. And there are two types of strategies available. One is recreate and the other one is rolling update. There are two more strategies like canary deployment and blue green deployment, and those things are something extra. Those things cannot be done using the deployment controller object. We have to do it separately. So as part of deployment controller object, we use recreate strategy or rolling update strategy. The way recreate strategy works is that we have an existing deployment. Let's say the name of the deployment is k8sdepl. It has three pods, and all of them have orange containers. Now because of some feature changes, we want to update the containers. So what we do is we use kubectl command line tool to update the container image and do the deployment. For that we use these strategies, and the way recreate works is that, let's say we want to update the container image. So what Kubernetes or the deployment will do, it will launch new replica set. But before creating the new replica set, the existing replica set will be deleted or wiped out. So after that, the new replica set would be created using the deployment, and the container images would be updated. Now the problem here is that for a very brief period of time, you might have some downtime because the new deployment with the updated container image is created after deleting the existing deployment. So there's a brief downtime for the application, which is okay for development and test environment, but for production, definitely it should not be used. And for that, we use rolling update. The purpose of rolling update is to give the same upgrade feature but without any application downtime. The way it works is we have the exact same application, let's say, with three pods and three containers. These are all orange containers. And then using rolling upgrade, another replica set is created, but the replica set initially does not contain any pod. So the pod creation is done one by one. For example, a new pod would be created and existing one pod would be deleted. So we have the application up and running. So there was no downtime. Yes, we have some portion of the application running the old container image and some portion of the application is running new image, but that is fine. We are not having a downtime. We can handle that situation also. Then the next pod is also upgraded, keeping one old pod in the replica set. And finally, the old pod is also replaced by the new pod with new container image, and the existing replica set deployment is deleted completely. In rolling update, we have two more components or two more keywords which is mentioned in the manifest file, that is called max search and max unavailable. So what does it do? Let's say max search. Now this is my existing deployment which has three pods, and this is the desired number of count. So max search is a field which is mentioned in the manifest file, and using that field we can specify the maximum number of pods that can be created over and above the desired number of pods, and the value can be an absolute number or it can be in percentage also. For example, let's say we mention max search to be 2, which is an absolute number, not a percentage. What will happen is during the upgrade process, the deployment will create two more pods, and these two are over and above the desired count. Desired count is still 3, but as you have mentioned max search to be 2, these two pods would be created additionally as part of the rolling update. Now, what will happen to the old pods? Of course, the old pods would be deleted, but at any point in time, the maximum number of pods which can run over and above the desired number of pods is mentioned by max search. Similarly, we have max unavailable, which is opposite to max search. And we mention the max unavailable in the manifest file, which is used to specify the maximum number of pods that can be unavailable during the update process. It can also be an absolute number or a percentage. For example, if you mention max unavailable to be 1, then what will happen is we can have a minimum of 2 pods running even though the desired count is 3. So Kubernetes deployment will not try to launch one more pod because you have mentioned that max unavailable to be 1. And these options are provided in the manifest file of the deployment once you mention the strategy. So what now we'll do now, we'll update the container image and try to upgrade the deployment. First of all, we'll create a new deployment. We'll not use the previous one. And once that is done, we'll try to roll back the changes, whatever we have done using the deployment. Alright, so continuing with the demo, and this is the manifest file for the deployment. API version is apps v1, kind is deployment. In metadata, we are mentioning the name to be deployment strategy recreate with some labels of topic. And in the specification, I'm mentioning replicas, which is similar to the previous one. But this time we have an additional keyword named strategy. So this key contains another subkey of type, which has a value of recreate. So you can mention either recreate or rolling update here. And the rest of the things are obvious. We have selector with the match labels of topic and update deployment recreate. And then we have the pod template. The name of the pod is http pod underscore old. And in the containers, we have the same web page as that of the previous one, but I have added one more configuration, which is the ports key. And I'm saying that the container should export a port 80 using the TCP protocol. Let us go ahead and create a deployment using this manifest file. So the deployment has been created. Let us go ahead and see. If you want, you can see all the objects in a single command. You have to mention that using comma. So we are saying that we want to see the deployment, the replica set, and the pods. So the first one is the deployment. The name of the deployment is DEPL strategy recreate. It has 3 pods running, and the container is the HTTP web page, and this is the image of the container. Then this is the name of the replica set, and the replica set is deployment strategy recreate with some hash map and the images and stuff. And these are the pods with this IP. One of them is running in worker 1 and 2 pods are running in worker 2. Let us go ahead and describe the resources one by one. First, the deployment, of course, and this is the deployment. Namespace, creation, timestamp, labels, annotations, all are fine. In replicas, we are running 3 pods because that is the desired number of counts. Then you have the pod template with this label, and this is the container. The major thing I want you to notice is the strategy type. It says that the strategy type is recreate. Rest of the things are same. It has created a replica set with this one. Now let us see the replica set. And this is the replica set with the pod template hash label key and a label value of this one. And it is being controlled by the deployment DEPL strategy recreate. And as part of the deployment, it is running 3 replicas. And all the 3 pods have been created. Alright, so now I want to use one more command which I have not used so far. But the reason I have not used is that I'll be discussing that command in details in our next section, which is the service section. So till now, whatever demo I have shown you, I have not shown you the application as such. Meaning that we have created the pods, we have created replica sets, we have created deployments, etc. But I have not shown you the actual web page which is running behind the pod using the container. To do so, we need something called service. So now I'll use a command to create that service just to show you the application, and then we'll update the application and then do a deployment update. Now to create an application, we need to use the kubectl expose command. Don't worry too much about it because we'll be discussing this command in detail in our next section. As of now, let us just go ahead and create the service. And this is the command kubectl expose deployment followed by the name of the deployment which you have just created. Dash type, I'm using something called node port. Dash port is the port of the service, and dash target hyphen port is the port of the container. And this is actually equivalent to this port number, this container port. If you want to try, you can just copy and paste this command and keep everything same. But if you're running your container in a different port, just make sure to change the target port keyword here. That is the only thing that you have to change as of now if you want to practice. Let us go ahead and create the service. So the service has been created, and this is the one, DPL strategy recreate. Let us go ahead and describe the service a little bit. This is what it says. Don't worry about too much, but just to tell you that this is the service, and this service is actually running these three endpoints behind it. These three endpoints are nothing but the pods which are running individually on each of the workers. Now basically three pods are running in two workers, and these are the IP addresses of the pods. So it is saying that the application is running on this pod with this IP address on port number 80, and pod with this IP address port number 80, and pod with this IP address port number 80. So that's all you need to know as of now. Now how do you go ahead and access the application? For that, you have to get the public IP address of the application. You might be either using EC2 instance or Google Compute Engine instance. I am using Google Compute Engine instance. So to get the IP address, we go to the GCP console and get the external IP from here. So I can use any one of the IPs. This is the one which I should be using. If it is an EC2 instance, use the public IP address of the EC2 instance. Now, to run the application, of course, we have to mention the IP address, and there should be some port. Now, which port should I mention? To get the port, use the kubectl get service command again and find this ports column, and from here you should take the second port, which is 30532. Again, don't worry about it because we'll be discussing it later on. But right now what we're trying to say is we're trying to see the current application, so that when you make changes and do the upgrade using deployment, we should be able to see the changes using a browser also. So the port number that you should take is 30532 and mention that here, and this is the container that is being run. So what I'll do is I'll make some changes in the application. I mean, there won't be any application. I'll be changing the background to green rather than orange, and I'll change a little bit of the text file so that you see that the upgradation is happening. The first thing that I have done here is that I have pushed a new container image in this Docker Hub repository. So the image has been tagged with v2, not latest this time, and I'll be using this image to do the upgradation using deployments. Now the next thing that you have to do is you have to update the same deployment manifest file that you have used to create the deployment at the first place. So the upgradation is very simple. I'm just changing the container image. Instead of latest, I'm using v2. Rest all things are exactly the same. I'm not changing anything. The number of replicas are 3. Strategy is still recreate. We'll be using rolling upgrade later on. And that's all. So I've changed the container image. And now what do you do? How do you create or how do you apply the changes? There are two ways to do it. One is the imperative command. That means the command line interface. You can use that command line interface to upgrade the deployment, or the declarative way, which is by changing the manifest file, and that's what we have done. But can we use the create statement? And that is the first thing that will come to your mind, that use kubectl create command. Let us go ahead and try to use the command, but it will give you an error saying that the deployment already exists. Of course, it is true because the deployment is there. We do not want to create the deployment. We want to make some changes in the deployment. So instead of create command, you have to use kubectl apply command with the same manifest file. So this time what API server will do, it will go ahead and apply the deployment. So you'll see this warning statement. You can ignore this warning statement. I want to go to another screen just to show you the rollout option. It is showing you the rollout, and this is the command kubectl rollout status the deployment.v1.apps / the name of the deployment. So what it is showing you, it is showing that the rollout is finished. 0 of 3 replicas are available, 1 of 3 replicas are available, and 2 of 3 replicas are available. Now this is what I want you to concentrate, that 0 of 3 replicas, updated replicas, are available. That means we had some time wherein we did not have any replicas available and the application was down. The reason for this is because we used the deployment strategy to be recreate. So it deleted the existing pods and then it created all the pods from beginning. Let me show the application, but this is the application. If you refresh it, see, it has changed. The text message has also changed.